Start. Mr. Deputy Speaker, sir, I rise to support the demands for grants of the Ministry of Defense. Sir, the armed forces of India deserve the gratitude of the whole nation for carrying out a magnificent job. Ever since independence, the primary responsibility of the armed forces is to keep the borders of the country inviolate. Apart from this, the armed forces have been employed in numerous other tasks, such as in the aid of civil power, going to the rescue of neighboring countries, anti-terrorism, and helping civilian population in fighting natural calamity. All these multifarious duties have been carried out by the three services with extreme courage, devotion to duty, and self sacrifice. The Indian Army, in particular, have proved themselves second to none time and time again. The operation carried out in Maldives a couple of years back showed planning and execution of the highest order. In fact, it was reminiscent of the much published and highly praised action undertaken by Israel armed forces in the recent operations of the IPKF in Sri Lanka. The officers and jawans not only showed exemplary prayer and courage but tackled difficult situation in a most tactful manner. It will not be out of place to mention that the tendency to use the armed forces too frequently in aid of civil power should be strictly checked. At present, our armed forces are totally political, but too much involvement in anti terrorist activities and in the aid of civil power will tend to politicize the army, and its main task of defending the integrity of the country will suffer adversely. I am sure the Prime Minister and the Defense Minister will agree that the tasks of police or by the paramilitary forces. The army should only be called out as a last resort, and that too, as far as possible, only for carrying our flag marches as a show of strength to restore confidence and morale of the civilian population. As a rule, the army should never get entangled in street fighting against our own citizens, as has happened in the past sometimes. Sir, the scenario of power balance in the world is undergoing a rapid transformation with the reduction of armaments both in the Western and Eastern blocs. The arms race between the superpowers appears to have come to an end. The major military pacts like the NATO and the Warsaw have been rendered redundant. There is no gainsaying the fact that Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru was the founder of non-alignment movement, and that India's policy of non-alignment stands fully vindicated. However, new alignments are bound to take place. The multinational giants manufacturing armaments will create lobbies and use pressures to find new markets for their lethal merchandise, India will have to remain doubly alert to ensure that the power balance in South East Asia does not shift to our detriment. Stop